All right, let's talk about one of the most powerful tools in poker, pot odds. Seriously, this is the math that separates the pros from the rest of us. But don't worry, it is way, way easier than you think. Let's get right into it.
So you've been there, right? You're in a big hand, the pot's getting huge, and then your opponent just shoves a giant stack of chips into the middle. Your heart starts pounding. You've got a draw, a hand that isn't anything yet, but it could be the nuts. Do you call? Do you fold? It just feels like a complete guess, a shot in the dark.
But here's the secret. It's not a guess at all. Winning poker is all about making a smart value judgment. See, every single time you face a bet, you need to think of it like this. The pot is offering you a price. Your only job is to figure out if that price is a good deal for your hand.
So, step one in this whole process is figuring out exactly what that price is. And that, my friends, is where we get into the nitty-gritty of pot odds.
Pot odds, it's just a fancy term for the relationship between your risk and your potential reward. You know, how much do you have to risk right now, that's your call, versus how much you could win, that's the whole pot. It's basically the price tag for getting to see the next card.
And calculating that price? It's a super simple three-step process. First, you add everything up to find the final pot size. Then, you divide your call by that number. And finally, you turn it into a percentage. So let's walk through a super common example. Imagine there's $100 in the pot and your opponent bets $50. For step one, we figure out the final pot. That's the $100 already in there, plus their $50 bet, plus your $50 call.
That gives us a final pot of $200. Easy enough, right? Now for step two. We take the amount we have to call, which is $50, and we divide it by that $200 final pot. And the math here is pretty straightforward. 50 divided by 200 equals 0.25.
And for the final step, we just make it a percentage. So the price the pot is offering you is 25%. And listen, this number is everything. It tells you that to make a profitable call here, your hand needs more than a 25% chance of winning. That's your break-even point.
Okay, so we know the price. It's 25%. Now for the other half of the puzzle. And this is crucial. How in the world do we figure out our chances of winning? How do we know if it's better than 25%? This is where we get into what's called our hand's equity.
And it all kicks off with counting your outs. An out is just any card still left in the deck that will improve your hand, and hopefully make it the winning one. And the cool thing is, you get really fast at spotting these. For instance, if you have 4 cards to a flush, you know there are 9 of that suit left in the deck. That's 9 outs. Got an open-ended straight draw? That's 8 outs. This little chart here shows some of the most common draws you'll run into.
Okay, but let's be real. You don't want to be doing complicated math in your head while you're at the table. So pros use this brilliant little shortcut to turn their outs into a rough percentage. It's called the rule of 4 and 2, and honestly, it's a complete game changer.
So here's how it works. It's super simple. If you're on the flop and you're facing an all-in bet, meaning you'll get to see both the turn and the river card if you call, you multiply your outs by 4. That gives you your approximate chance to win. In basically every other situation, where you're just paying to see the very next card, you just multiply your outs by 2.
So let's circle back to our flush draw. We figured out we have 9 outs. If we're facing that all-in bet on the flop, we take our 9 outs and multiply them by 4. That gives us a roughly 36% chance of hitting our flush by the river. And that percentage, that's our equity. That's our chance to win this thing.
Okay, we've got the 2 critical pieces of the puzzle. We know the price the pot is giving us, and we have a really good idea of our chances of winning. Now it's time to put them together and make a smart, confident, and mathematically solid decision.
So here it is, the moment of truth. We calculated that the price to call was 25%, and we just calculated that our chance to win with our flush draw is about 36%. And just like that, the decision is crystal clear. Our 36% chance to win is way better than the 25% price we have to pay. This is a profitable call. It's not a gamble anymore. It's a positive investment. Now, you won't win the hand every single time, of course, but in the long run, making calls like this is exactly how you make money in poker. And that's the whole framework right there. It really is always these 3 steps. First, find the price by calculating your pot odds. Second, estimate your chances by finding your equity. And third, you just compare the 2. If your chances are bigger than the price, you call. If not, you fold. It's that simple.
But let's take this one step further, because this math isn't just about playing defense and making correct calls. The best players in the world, they use this stuff as a weapon.
See,
Once you understand what a good price looks like for someone with a draw, you can totally flip the script. When you're the one with the strong hand, your goal is to bet just the right amount to give them the wrong price. You make it a mathematical mistake for them to keep chasing. This is how you protect your big hands and stop people from getting lucky on you.
So there you have it, the foundation of pot odds. You now know how to figure out when the pot is giving you the right price. But the real question, the one that takes you to the next level, is this. Do you know how to give your opponents the wrong one? That, right there, is where the real strategy begins.